Hey guys, Creator Mom. So I went to a group today that was centered around like food, just about like I guess kind of like focusing on nutrition and stuff like that, helping people to create like better habits around nutrition in their life, and just creating a better an overall better quality of life. A lot of these people were like a bit older than me as well. And my friend Karen would say, get them people eating meat. Yeah, I don't know what all their diets are like, but really what I got from it and what I observed was that I think that it's not necessarily people's food habits or what they eat that needs to change. I think for the most, like 90% of the problem is the way that people think about themselves and about their life. That's what my big takeaway and observation was. Um, my, you know, how do we talk to ourselves when we eat what we perceive as a bad food, right? Like one of the girls was saying that she ate a whole package of chocolate covered Ritz crackers. They were delicious. I mean, they were so delicious she couldn't stop. She got her fill of these delicious crackers. And then she proceeded to say how afterwards she got thoughts of like worthlessness and all negative thoughts, right? So I was like, it's not the food that needs to change. What needs to change is the meaning that's behind it all. I think possibly that if we change the way we talk to ourselves about food, that food maybe won't be so much of an issue anymore. Or feeling guilty around food. I lean more towards a no food rules, unless obviously you have a freaking violent reaction to food. But I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about food in general, not like food allergies and things like that. But yeah, how we think of ourselves in relation to food, I think, is what needs to change for the most part. Then maybe food doesn't become a really big deal. It just becomes something we eat and we enjoy, and we move on with our life. I think that what we're thinking about ourselves is way more detrimental to our health and well-being than the actual food item. Unless, of course, like I said, you have a food allergy, whatever. I'm not talking about that. So that's what if I ran some type of a food group, I think that or nutrition group, that is what I would focus on primarily, about your beliefs and changing those beliefs around food. I would personally say that everything that I eat nourishes me. Because what if we're thinking, oh, I'm eating this, but I know this is bad. Well, if you know it's bad and you believe it's going to do bad, then it's going to do bad. Like imagine if we're actually creating what is happening to ourselves because of our meaning that we're attaching to the specific thing we're putting in our mouth. It's just like the damn placebo effect in a way, right? People are perceiving that what they're putting in their mouth is good, a pill that's going to help them, and they have positive results, and it ends up being just whatever, a placebo. They didn't know. They were under the assumption that this was a pill that was going to help them. Or if somebody takes a bunch of pills, like there was this guy who overdosed. He was in some trial and he overdosed on antidepressants or something like that. But actually, and then he thought he was having effects from overdosing, but it was a nocebo effect or whatever. So I think that more attention should be given to the power behind what we believe we're doing and the meaning that we're attaching to what we're doing. Because we want people to think healthier about themselves. I felt a lot of not good enoughness in the room, and that we think that, okay, if we do this right, if we could just drink enough water, if we could just eat the right way enough times, then we'll feel better about ourselves. But let's feel better about ourselves first, and let's not allow food to judge us. Let's not allow food to, make the judgment of who we are and how we feel about ourselves. Let's tell food what it's going to do. Any food, Ritz crackers, chocolate, fucking gummy bears. I think it's all about just paying attention. And I think that when our beliefs get better about us and food, that it's possible that maybe we won't need to binge out anymore. Or I know one person had an issue with binging, and it's well, obviously there's an emotional issue behind there. I know when I've had issues with food or whatever, the problem is boredom. The problem is not feeling fulfilled in some area of my life. So I have to take action in that area to change my beliefs in that area so that I can fulfill myself, so I can become more fulfilled. So let's not give food more power than it has. Let's tell food what power it does have. Let's, use the dang placebo effect, So I believe, my current belief that I'm using right now is that everything I eat is nourishing to my body. Everything I put in my mouth is nourishing to my soul. I don't have to binge out. I don't have to binge out because I don't have any food restrictions. And I'm not saying that with pride or anything like that. I'm just saying that I don't know why other people and why they're binging. That's what they have to ask their own self, and kind of figure that out. But me personally, I feel like I don't need to binge, because I know that I can have whatever I want, I think, at any point in time. So if I feel like having ice cream right now, I'm going to pull out some ice cream and I'll have a little bit of ice cream. And I know it's always there for me the next time if I want a little bit of ice cream. If I want a few pieces of candy, I'm going to have a few pieces of candy. I don't have to have more than I feel. I'll just eat till my satisfaction, because I know that if I ever want candy again, it's always going to be there. I can have it whenever I want. There's no restrictions. Now, if I eat something and I realize that it makes me feel unwell, well, I can take it from there and say, I just don't really feel like I want to eat that food anymore. I didn't like the way, it made me feel or something. I felt a little sick to my stomach after I ate that or something like that, But just, not allowing food to have so much meaning and control over our lives, I feel like. All right, that's what I wanted to share.